Good morning, dear. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good day. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Uh, I'm glad to see you. I hope everybody have a good feelings. I hope everybody has a positive moods. Everybody ready to learn psychology and apply psychology in everyday living. I repeat once more some maybe briefing before my lecture, before presentations. What has been psychology? Psychology is a science about behavior. What has been and mental process? Psychology is a science about behavior and mental process. What does it mean behavior? Behavior it's everything which we can register. I will repeat these definitions once more and once more because it's a very important for understand base of psychology and base of mental science and base of science of about nerve systems. Okay, what does it mean behavior? Everything which we can register via physical energy, via our sense organs, via special device like a screen, like a video cam, X-ray, ultrasonic, electrocardiography, everything which we can register via physical energy, it's a behavior. In general, what has been behavior? Behavior it's a reply of our body. It's a reply to our body to the internal and external influence. But in general, when we speak about external influence for our nerve systems, everything it's external. External it's everything. Why everything it's external? Because our brain it's a universe. It's a universe, and all informations which we receive in this universe we are receptors. Receptors it's a part of the nerve systems. I hope we discuss about receptors in lecture about sensations and perceptions. My opinion, we have this lecture. If we have not this lecture, type this me in my in our chat room, in contact chat room. Okay, and what does it mean behavior? I repeat once more. Behavior is a reply to the some events which happen around nerve systems. But behavior it's a reply to the activity which happen inside nerve systems. What kind of activity we have inside nerve systems? It's our dreaming. It's our I don't know emotions. It's our love feelings. It's our I don't know your your dreams about future, your recall your imagination about your former life, everything so which achievable only for yourself. It's your mental process. My opinion, as a uh, maybe explanation, what does it mean mental process? It's a soul, but soul it's a not so scientific words. It's a religion terms. Soul it's like our internal part of our nerve systems. It's like our internal words. Clear? Okay, and now we discuss about today our topic about my opinion more about mental process because motivations it's our target. Because sensations, yes, it's a conversation of the physical energy into the transfer physical energy into the terms which understandable of the nerve systems. And inside our nerve systems we has a model of the universe. You understand? Universe, present two universe. First universe it's our mind, and second universe it's a world around ourselves. In our mind, present model about external world. It's not a true world. It's not a true world. It's absolutely not a true world. It's a model. It's a model which explain what's happy around ourselves. It's model which show what's happy around ourselves. It's model which do prognosis about our future. Um, some definitions about, for example, about consciousness, like a consciousness. It's a level of awareness. It's an internal process of the external worlds. Clear? It's a lot of definitions, but you must understand that real word, reality, finishing in our sense organs. It's our finger, reality finishing. It's our eyes, reality finishings. In our ear, reality finishing. After that, present only impulses. Impulses which live in our nerve systems. Impulses which live only living in our nerve systems. Clear? Our nerve systems, it's a universe. It's our own universe, and yes, of course, we negotiate between this universe via language, via body language, via behavior. In general, behavior it's the energy which do our body. Behavior is something objective, but in up to the frontier between behavior and mental process changing. Why this process changing? In general, what does it mean, mental process? Mental process, it's something very private. It's like you're dreaming. It's like your imagination. It's something like you remember about some event. But now it has device like a PET tomography, like polygraph systems, and like brain imaging. And now our technology take opportunity to do connections and answer to the main questions of the psychology. You remember when we discuss about psychology, we discuss about something like what does mean psychology? Psychology is a science about behavior and mental process. Target and aim of psychology: modify human behavior, prognosis human behavior, and understanding connections between brain and mind. Okay, and up-to-date technology take opportunity create connections between brain and mind. What does it mean? Your neurons do something, and this activity of neurons, it's your soul. It's your soul. When we understand language of neurons, when we understand language of the neurons, when we understand language of coding between our sense organs and neurons, we understand our mind. It's a main target of psychology. Okay, and for what purpose we need behavior? Behavior is something, it's a physical energy, yeah, it's a physical energy. And we need behavior for resolve problems. What problems we resolve? We have two problems. First problems, it's a surviving. Second problems, it's a positive emotions. When we're surviving, we feel positive emotions. In what situation we surviving? We surviving when we receive enough food, enough water, enough warmth, when we satisfy motivations which need our body. Okay, today our lecture, our presentations about motivations. Today our presentations about what does it mean, motivations, what type of motivations, for what purpose we need our motivations. Okay, I hope you remember that psychology is a science about behavior. Behavior it's everything which we can register due physical energy, due objective. And very important things. Behavior it's objective. Mental process it's a subjective. And as a result, in medicine we use behavior. Does not matter what a patient think. Very important what patient do. And as a result, we like MRI, we like X-ray examinations, we like cardiography. We ask relatives what patient do in morning, in evening. It's very important. Why? Because if I ask patients what do you think about something, he said, "Doctor, I think you're very good doctor. I am trust for you." I don't know. It's reality, or it's only patients try to do something pleasure for me. Clear? I don't know what's happy in a real mind of the patients, because patient's reality, it's a patient's mental problems. My reality, it's a mind mental problem process. Your reality, it's your mental process. My reality, which I provide for you, it's my behavior. Your reality which you provide for me, it's your behavior. For example, now I see that half of students visit lecture. It's very good. Maybe something less than half of students visit lecture. And my opinion, it's a behavior. It's mean you stand up, you visit lecture, you has interest in, you show your interest in for me, clear. And for me, very important, you visit lecture. It's main important. Does not matter what you think about me. In general, does not matter. Maybe it's interesting, but it's not so important. Okay, now we start presentations. I hope my small briefing open some opinion about psychology. I repeat once more. Behavior objective, mental process subjective. Mental process, it's like our soul, clear? Our mental process, our soul, it looks like same words. We don't know exactly what's happy in the patient's and person soul. In general, in mental process. But we can reduce behavior with and target of psychology interpret behavior via looking glass, interpret the mental process via looking glass of behavior. Clear? Okay, very good. Dear colleagues, report me in the chat present quality of video and quality of sound, because now I added next channel. Answer me in chat. Present sound or absent sound. Good morning, dear colleagues. I hope everybody here. Today we start our lecture. Now we start our lecture. Today our topic, motivation. I am a Professor Dvirsky Alexander, Psychiatry of Psychology and Psychiatry. Today very interesting topic. Motivations. It's a psychological process. I hope you remember. Usually we have two very large units in psychology. First, it's a behavior. What does mean behavior? Everything which we can register, it's a behavior. For example, now you see me, you listen my language, it's my behavior. You feel maybe smell, you feel temperature, it's a sensation, yes, it's a real feelings. Behavior, it's something objective. We can everything which we can register due our sense organs, everything which we can register due some device, it's a behavior. It's an objective. Other things, it's a psychological process. What does it mean, psychological process? Psychological process, it's something which happy in our mind, something which happy in our mind, which depend our behavior. And what's problems in mental process? Mental process objective for yourself, but mental process subjective for examiner. I feel my psychological process like motivations, like emotions, like perceptions, and for myself it's objective, but for you it's subjective. But you feel over psychological process, and you over psychological process like your emotions, your dreaming, it's objective. Okay, motivations. Motivation is a psychological process. Why? Because you feel your needs. I am feel my needs. Needs and motivations in general, it's a synonyms. Clear? It's a synonyms. It's the same words. Okay.
Now, definitions of motivations. What does it mean, motivations? Those factors that activate behavior and give its directions. Okay, now think about these definitions. What does it mean, motivations? First, it's a something, which for what purpose we need behavior. For what purpose we need motivations. Motivations activate behavior and direct behavior. Okay, you remember, emotions, it's a factors which which influence to behavior. Motivations, it's the factors which activate behavior. It's like a triggers. Clear? It's a factor which activate our behavior, which take direction to our behavior. Okay, without emotions and without motivations, behavior impossible. Why we do something? We do something because we need positive emotions. Clear? You remember that our target in our life, it's a surviving and positive emotions. Positive emotions, it's a reward. But in what situations we receive this reward? We feel reward when we satisfy our needs. What does it mean, our needs? Our needs, it's our motivations. What does it mean, our needs or our motivations? It's a something which activate our behavior and give it directions. What does mean direction of behavior? For example, you have a thirsty feelings. If you have a thirsty feelings, it's a directions. And your behavior, drink glass of water. When you drink glass of water, due thirsty feelings, you feel positive emotions. Clear? Your behavior depend your needs. Your needs depend your behavior. Maybe opposite, I'm sorry. Okay, second definitions. Those factors that make us to do what we do and give our behavior as a positive or negative direction. What does it mean, positive or negative directions? We run away from something or we attract to something. Clear? Something, it's our motivations. It's a factors. What's factors possible? First, it's factors which we need for our surviving. It's factors which we need for other purpose. Yes, of course, we have some other definitions. I show these definitions about motivations, but these motivations once more depend. What does it mean, our motivations? Our motivations, it's a something which direct our behavior. It's a something which direct our behavior, which create a, which show way what we must do. Clear? It's our way, our motivation, it's our way. Okay, and yes, of course, when we satisfy our motivation, we feel positive emotions. When we frustrate our motivations, we feel negative emotion. It's clear? Positive and negative emotions has a very close connections with our motivations. Next, very important terms which we discuss due topics of motivations, it's a homeostasis. What does mean homeostasis? It's a biological thermostat. What does it mean? Our homeostasis support our internal process, like temperature, blood pressure, what other thirsty feelings, and a lot of other things. Homeostatic control exit of hunger, thirsty feelings, temperature, level of sugar, and a lot of other things. 9 часов, наверное. Окей. Гомеостаз 9 часов. Откроется, наверное. Homeostasis, it's a process which manage our internal process. Они сказали, что в субботу в 9 открываются. Может, сегодня откроется в 9.
Там висит расписание 20-го с 8.
Ну, подойдешь еще раз в 9. Homeostasis, it's something which support our body. I repeat once more. What does mean homeostasis? Homeostasis is something which support our body. Homeostasis it's something which balance our internal biochemical process. A homeostasis is a dynamic equilibrium. Clear? Now next picture explain what does it mean homeostasis. Okay, what does mean homeostasis? Homeostasis it's a loop. It's a loop. This loop we need support everybody. It's equilibrium. Clear? It's equilibrium. Okay. We must support our homeostasis every time, every day, every minute. And what's parameter support our homeostasis? Temperature, blood pressure, level of sugar, level of water into the blood. In general, all our physiological process has connection with homeostasis, because our body needs some stability. Stability of our body process is a homeostasis. Okay. Now we discuss what does it mean homeostasis. For example, now you have not any needs. What it's mean? Absent hunger feelings, absent thirsty feelings, temperature very suitable for you. Everything's okay. And what does it mean? It means that now you're in the homeostasis. After some times, you have hunger and thirsty feelings. For example, after 5 hours, if you don't drink, you will feel thirsty feelings. It's a biological needs. It's a biological needs. What does it mean, biological needs? Biological needs is biological motivations. It's a type of motivations which we need satisfy. Biological needs give our directions, give directions for our drive. What's our drive? Our drive is satisfy thirsty and hungry feelings. We need something for eating, we need something for drinking. It's clear. Okay, after that we have a drive. What does it mean, drive? Drive, it's a time between we feel some needs and satisfy our needs or frustrate our needs. During the drive, we don't understand result. And during the drive, we feel anxiety. Anxiety, it's an ambivalence emotions. What does mean ambivalence emotions? It's a negative emotions because we don't know result. When we satisfy our needs, we feel positive emotions. When we frustrate our needs, we feel negative emotions. Frustrations, what does mean frustrations? Frustrations, it's like a opposite from satisfactions. It's a terms which depend. It's a something which it's conditions opposite from. It's conditions opposite from satisfaction. Okay. Drive develop a goal directions behavior. We use our cognitive process for create way how to satisfy our motivation. After that, in the finish of the drive, we satisfy our needs. When we satisfy our needs, we feel positive emotions. Balance restored and homeostasis restored. After that, we feel sometimes positive emotions due after satisfaction. After sometimes we have next motivation. For example, so hot, yes? We stand up and open the windows or switch on our AC. uh, our conditions. It's clear, yeah. Homeostasis every time control our balance. Every time control our balance. Yes, of course. Homeostasis has direct connections with biological needs. Has direct connection with our biological needs. Without biological needs, our body will be damaged due thirsty feelings, due hungry feelings, due so hot or so cold, clear, due high or low temperature. Needs, very important mechanism. Without needs, absent behavior. Why we do something? We do something because we has a needs. Why we do something? We do something because due satisfactions. What does mean satisfaction? Satisfaction is we satisfy our needs, we satisfy our motivation, we feel positive emotions. Yeah, positive emotions. But you remember in our previous lecture that main target in our life is positive emotions. We need positive emotions. We every time run away from negative emotions and we attract to positive emotions. In what situation we feel negative emotions? Negative emotions we feel in situations when we frustrate our needs. Due frustrations, it's negative emotions. Due satisfactions, it's positive emotions. Now I hope you understand the picture and you understand connections between positive emotions, motivations, and homeostasis. Homeostasis, everything's all needs which we understand, uh, include in homeostatic process. Okay, like emotions, we split motivations to some level. First level of motivations, it's biological needs. What does mean biological needs? Biological needs, it's motivations which depend our surviving, which control our metabolic process. Yes, of course, first needs or which we has, it's hunger and thirsty feelings. Now will be something discuss about hunger. What does mean hunger? Hunger is regulations of the food intake. There are biological and psychological regulations operative in hunger. Hunger has two types of regulations, psychological and biological. Biological regulations, it's a level of sugar, it's a stretching of stomach. Psychological regulations, it's like our needs in the tasty foods, it's our needs to the eating without biological needs. For example, level of sugar high, stretch absent, like a stomach is stretching, but we want eating, clear. Hunger feelings has connections with level of insulin, has connections with glucagon levels. Animals feel a level of proteins, level of vitamin. In general, child has a same mechanism. But if we overeating, usually we lose these feelings. How many foods we need? We need foods enough for support our minimal homeostatic needs. It's in general it's something less than 2000 kilocalories. How many proteins we need? We need near the 1 gram of the protein to the 1 kilogram of the our body of the 1 kilograms of our body. Maybe something less, because 1 gram to the 1 kilogram is like a maximum level. In general, we need very small piece of food. Because what does it mean, 1000 kilocalories? 1000 kilocalories, it's okay, 1 liters of the cola, it's near the, okay, 500 kilocalories. To 1 hamburger, it's near the 500 kilocalories too. In general, for days we enough 1 liters of cola and 1 hamburger. It's enough. It's absolutely. Maybe something more. We need something more like vegetables. Yes, maybe 2 apples, maybe 3 apples, or 1 orange, 1 apple. Clear. We need very small piece of eat for support our homeostasis. Usually, very often we overeating and overdrinking. How many water we need? Near the 1 liter during the day if temperature not so high. What factors influence to hunger feelings from psychological point of view? Okay, biological, you understand, it's a level of protein, it's a level of sugar, it's a level of insulin, it's a level of glucagon. Psychological factors in hunger feelings. Learning affect hunger. What does it mean? For example, in the morning we need drink a piece of a cup of coffee with small sandwich. It's a learning. Emotion and affect. When we worry, very often we increase appetite or opposite decrease appetite. It's depend from your habituation. It's depend from your metabolic process. Social situations like in some holidays has a very strong connections with eating. We wait celebrations. Why we wait celebrations? Because during the celebration, some holidays, we overeating. Overeating, yes, of course, it's a pleasure feelings. It's a pleasure feelings. Why it's a pleasure feelings? Answer very easy. Very long time, due our history, due previous generation, maybe due our history of our civilizations, we has not enough food. Only right now we has enough food. Clear. Stimul control, smell of food stimulate our hunger feelings. Yes, and yes, of course, in the supermarket very often we buy a lot of foods. Why? Because we feel very positive smell for our food. Sweet taste. Yes, of course, sweet taste. It's a very pleasure for ourselves. Why? Because sweets, it's energy. We need energy. Because long time, due our history, due our evolutions, we has problems with energy. We has problems with food. Thirsty feelings. Thirsty feelings, it's more strong feelings than hunger feelings. Why? Because thirsty feelings support our homeostasis, support our not only homeostasis, support our biological needs. It's a very strong biological needs because support level of the density of blood and level of the salt into the blood. Why it's very important? Maybe you remember a very interesting fact about our nerve systems. What does it mean, our nerve systems? Our nerve systems, it's electrochemical systems. What important element of these systems? Yes, of course, water and salt. We have two center which control drink and stop drink. Why it's very important? It's very important for if we over drinking, maybe we decrease level of salt. We not enough drink, we decrease level of salt. It's a very precision. It's a very precision balance. Very precision balance. A lot of parameter control our thirsty feelings. Dry mouth stimulate our thirsty feelings. Increased density of blood stimulate. Lack of salt stimulate. Lot of factors stimulate, and thirsty feelings, it's a very important mechanism which support our homeostasis. Psychological factors which influence to the thirsty feeling. We don't speak about alcohol. Why? Because alcohol is a fluid which develop dependence. Clear? Which develop dependent. Alcohol can develop dependence, and it's not so good. It's not so good, and alcohol contain a lot of energy and positive emotions which we feel due drinking alcohol, developing addictions and abuse and addictions very quickly. Whew. Yes, of course, a lot of other situations has connections with thirsty feelings. For example, when we speak with about something, we like drink tea or coffee. Yeah. Before lecture, after lecture, during the lecture, we like drink coffee and listen something. It's a psychological needs because coffee stimulate our nerve systems. Coffee very often has a sweet feelings and include energy. Sometimes we use a sandwich or some sweet with coffee. Social drinks like a coffee in cafe, alcohol, or some other drinks in special social situations. Alcohol, sometimes developing dependence, sometimes it's a part of social drinkers. What does mean social drinkers? It's mean we drink something, usual alcohol, but in some culture alcohol free, and maybe not a drug free, alcohol free, yes. And in some culture we drink special drinks in special situations, yes. It's a combinations between the biological and needs and psychological needs. But biological needs, thirsty feelings, very strong. How long time we can drink? We can living without drinks, without water? Very small times, maybe 1 day, 2 days. After 2 days, we has very serious problems with our somatic health. Psychological needs. What does mean psychological needs? Psychological motives are motivates not directly related to the biological surviving of our individual or special of our our individuals. It means needs which without connections with our surviving. What does it mean? It's some fashion virus, yes. It's maybe something which which not connect with our surviving. Clear? It's maybe some aesthetic feelings. It's maybe some moral feelings. Yes, of course, we can use like a not so fashion virus, yes, which only protect ourselves against sunshines, against cold. But we like wires which in trend, which up to date fashions. Yes, it's a psychological needs. A lot of psychological needs depend our future, like needs of educations. Yes, now you have the needs of educations. You living in other country, you has a very hard job, you has a lot of stress every day, you spend a lot of time and reading some books which sometimes boring, some very boring for you, but you do this. You coping these things. You coping. Why? Because you has motivations like do promotions in their life like a doctor, because you see a lot of horizon in the medical occupation. It's a psychological needs. Yes. Sometimes you want a new phone. Your phone works perfectly right now, but you need a new phone, new smartphone. Why? It's a psychological needs. Psychological needs do our behavior more flexibility, because if we has only needs like eating, drinking and sleeping, our behavior very understandable. Absent new target. Without target, absent behavior. Why we building some very aesthetic buildings, paint some picture, because we has needs to something beautiful, yeah. And yes, of course, it's a open horizon. It's a open new. It's a new target, new horizon, new pattern of behavior. Yes, of course, if we has a lot of pattern of behaviors, we has a lot of say so. We has our behavior not so like a lot of freedoms, say so. Psychological needs open new freedoms for ourselves. Psychological needs. It's contact with other, yes, and now we has psychological social isolations. It's very difficult for ourselves, yes. Why? Because we has, you remember, we has a psychological social emotions. What does mean social emotions? Social emotions, it's emotions which take positive emotions we feel when we create a group. Now everybody must sit down in open rules and minimize contact one with other. It's very difficult, and it's our motivations. Our motivations like create promotions in open life, feel respect feelings from other person. Yes, we has a fear feelings again failure in our life, because when you do a lot of mistakes, you are losers. You run away from losers feelings. Yes, you need successful. You need success. You do a lot of things. Everybody do a lot of things for achieve something more in their life. Clear? It's a psychological needs. Psychological needs, psychological emotions. It's a synonyms. Oh, reading this picture. First, reading this picture, it's maybe something difficult for understand. Reading, okay. First type of emotion, of needs. It's like without external rewards. What does it mean? Without external rewards, it's like a hobby. Okay, what does it mean, hobby? Hobby, you do something without external rewards. Clear? It's something interesting for yourself. It's a kind of activity which take pleasure, like a activity take positive emotions. Clear? You don't need external rewards for in some activity. For example, somebody feel a positive emotions from sport, but sport, it's a very hard job, but you feel positive emotions due hard job. Clear? Yes, of course, it's a result, it's some wins, but process take a pleasure. Second type of extrinsic motivations, it's motivations which take pleasure due satisfactions. Clear? It's like a type of motivations which has connections with pleasure feelings, with reward. Clear? It's other classifications. First classification I show it's biological needs, psychological needs. It's other type of motivations. Different psychological school use different classifications of motivation. Now we will discuss about Maslow pyramid of needs. what does it mean? It's a pyramid, yes, and we can jump to other level only when we satisfy previous level. Now see to the pyramids. Oops. Oh, Maslow hierarchy of needs. I think now you see. I think you see a label in the levels. First level, it's biological needs. It's a food and drink. If you're hungry, you don't think about security. If you're very hungry, you do everything for satisfy over thirsty and hungry feelings, because thirsty and hungry feelings has direct connections with your surviving. Okay, when you has enough food, when you has enough drink, and you have not hungry and thirsty feelings, you think about security. You think about surviving. But we are looking glass of security. After that, if you feel enough security, you think about your social needs. You want create a society. You want create a society around yourself. Maybe it's a family, maybe it's some job, but I pay your attention. You don't think about family if you're hungry every day. If you every day hungry, you think only about food and drinks. If you every day run away from street gangs, if you every day fighting for open surviving, you don't think about family. You think only about surviving. Now you understand. For jumping, you think about security only if you have not thirsty and hungry feelings. But if you has a thirsty and hungry feelings, you can do very dangerous things. You can attack other persons, stealing food, stealing water. You don't think about security because you can die due to thirsty and hungry feelings. If you don't feel hunger and thirsty feelings, you think about security. If your environment security, you think about connections with some groups. And yes, of course, in group you feel more security, but you think about social emotions, about family, about other groups only if you has enough food and you has enough security. After that, you're touching to some groups. You're touching to groups, you're part of the groups. When you're part of the groups, you want respect feelings. You want respect. What does mean respect? It's mean you do something and you must feel that other peoples agree with your behavior. You want, yes, of course, you like when teacher take a positive marks for you, when your colleague said, nice, you were a good student. If Dina said that you were a good student, it's a respect feelings. For example, you in the A groups in student and your photo in the Dina office or in the university website. Yes, of course, it's our needs for respect. But after some times you're developing, you satisfy your feelings like aesthetic feelings, like respect feelings, like beauty feelings. And when you satisfy this level of the pyramid, you feel like a self-esteem, like a self-actualizations. It's a very strange feeling. It's our top feelings. It's like when you see to your own life and you understand, you do a lot of things. You do a lot of things for yourself. You do a lot of things for your environment. You create family. You create like a company. Your child has a good promotions into the life, and you feel like a self-actualizations. You agree with your life. You agree with your internal words. You feel like positive emotions from your previous life. And very important, it's not as a vacuum void of motivations, of the frustration void of motive. No, it's a feelings in which you respect yourself. You understand, in the previous level you need a respect from other person. In self actualizations you feel like a self respect. You has a normal self esteem feelings. It's like a result of our life. Clear? um, we every time has a drive to the self actualization, every time. But for achieve satisfy these feelings, we need satisfy previous level, like food, security, society, respect feelings, and after that self actualization. Okay, thank you very much for your attendance. You are working with Professor Dvirsky Alexander. Good luck.